Hi, Boo.
Hi, Boo.
So this is going to release on January 1st, 2026.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Boo. This is Books with Boo.
I'm Boo.
I'm Boo. We're both Boo. So let's just jump into it. We're going to jump into our book. Pretty much we're going to read books. I listen, she reads.
Yep.
And then we're going to go over them. So she has a bunch of notes. We also have wine. So I got this wine today because it has a llama on it.
I love llamas.
Yeah, llamas are cool. It's a 2023 Malbec.
I love Malbecs.
Yeah, should be tasty. 100-year-old. Let's just read it. 100-year-old vines. Probably doesn't mean much. It was a $13 bottle. Yeah, it says it was from South America. So we'll see what's up. I put it in the decanter earlier, so we'll pour this. And then do you want to start talking about the book?
Sure. So we wanted to start JD off easy because he was not much of a reader. He was more of a podcast listener. So to get him into the swing of things and just into books in general, I figured we could start with The Maze Runner. So this is a young adult book, basically about a group of boys sent into a maze, and they have no memory, no idea who they are, where they're at, and they have to get out this maze. So, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. So I don't know where to start with it.
Okay.
Obviously we'll get our footing as we go, but not knowing how books are, and we did want to record this a while ago.
Yes.
So you had already read it, and I had already listened, and then I went back and re-listened.
And I did not have time to reread.
Yeah. But even still then, I still don't know books.
That's okay.
So I thought it was a good book. I thought it was a good story. It was entertaining to me. I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, well, it's the first of a trilogy, so there's a lot more story to go.
Okay. I know that it left it in a cliffhanger. So,
yes.
Well, cheers, Boo. So.
Oh, yes.
Let's try
Cheers.
this llama wine.
That tastes good.
$13.
Hey.
Yeah, so I just don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for when I listen.
I personally, even though I was an English major, even though I've analyzed books and everything, I've personally always looked for, if I enjoy it, I'm going to read it. I don't think there is a set limit or things you should look for unless it's something you think you're going to enjoy.
Well, you said that if you like it, you'll read it, but how do you know you'll like it if you
don't know?
Read it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you might need those set things that you'll enjoy.
So for you, let's start with you. You like, what was that book, that self-help book? We painted it.
The Let Them Theory, it's right there.
Let Them Theory,
Painted
yes.
by Emma.
Oh, goodness. I know for me, it's as long as it grabs my attention. That could be anything from fantasy to young adult to I love Jane Austen. So for me, it could be anything. It's usually nonfiction.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So you like that style of book?
Yeah.
Okay. Or that genre?
No,
that's not a genre.
No.
Okay. Non-fiction is not a genre.
No.
Okay.
That would be like thriller, romance.
Okay.
Fantasy.
Okay.
Things like that. So let's start off like this. What did you think of the characters?
Oh, we're jumping into the book now again. Okay.
Yeah. Since you said you enjoyed it for our first book, and that's what I was looking for. That's why I picked that, is because it's from a male point of view. And hopefully it would grab your attention more so than we test it, Frida McFadden.
Yeah, we did. We were writing the books up here on the
Yeah.
nice poster that Emma did. We've already done 2 Freedom of Fathom books. So
Because I thought they would be easy, but it just didn't turn out well.
yeah. Let's see. Okay, so characters.
So Thomas was the main male character, the
Yep.
MMC.
I wrote notes on my phone, so I'm going to pull those up. I thought the characters were good. It started off with Thomas
Mm-hmm.
coming up, so that was the first character that we met, right?
Yes.
Um,
What did you think of that entrance, by the way?
I thought it was good. I think because the way that I listened to it, it sounded exciting.
Yeah.
I'd probably fall asleep if I was reading it, but I wasn't reading it, which is good. So, it caught my attention,
Yeah.
got me into it.
Well, same. Like when I found this in the bookstore, I read this when we first started dating almost 14 years ago. And
It was pretty new then, though,
yeah.
right?
But when I opened it, because I usually at the bookstore look at like the first page to see if it grabs my attention. And literally it describes him in this metal elevator, no light. What he could see in there is just supplies. And what was it, a pig? Was a pig in there? No, that was in the movie.
I don't have that in my notes for chapter 1, but the pig is also not in my character list.
No.
But so characters: Thomas,
Albie, Newt,
Nuke, Nick.
Chuck.
I put Nick killed
It's
before we met him. Oh, yeah. So they bring him up in the book.
Yes.
Chuck, he's the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
I put that. Spoiler alert: he dies. The Grievers, I put that. Are they characters? Would they be a character, or
Yeah.
would they be considered something else?
I would consider them characters.
Okay, not a antagonist or a I don't know what those mean, but not either of those.
Protagonist would be someone like Thomas and Chuck. They're the
Okay.
good guys. We're rooting for them.
The antagonists are the bad ones.
Yeah, so that
Okay.
would be like the Grievers or the.
So the Grievers are the antagonists.
Yeah.
Is that still a character though? So the
Yeah.
characters can be antagonists.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Or it would be like Galley.
Galley's also on my list. He's the next one.
Yeah.
Galley is the one. Oh, we'll get to it. Bark is the quiet dog.
Remind me what that was?
Bark. He's the quiet dog.
Oh, yeah.
They bring him up because he says that he barks a few, like a little bit in the book, and Thomas says something about him barking, but then it's like, wait, like I don't remember a dog is here, and something about hopefully he's not whoever the cook was. Hopefully he's not making him do a hot dog.
Fry pan.
Hopefully he's not making him into a hot dog. And then they start talking about him, and he says that he usually doesn't bark, but they called him Bark despite the fact. So that I put him on my list because it's a dog. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah. Just took me a moment to remember.
Mean Ho.
Meanho.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I have Teresa. She's the last one on my list.
Yes. So she was the girl that was brought up, and then nothing else would come up the elevator after her.
Yeah.
So what did you think of that little twist, I guess you could say?
Well, that's really far along in the book, so I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of expected, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. I mean,
Yeah. First sci-fi.
first sci-fi. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
What did you think? I mean, like, yeah, you brought it up. You put it down.
well, when I first read the book way back when, I was like, oh, there's a girl here. Yay. And then I liked it because it's like, oh, this is bringing change and action. In real life, I don't like change. In books, I'm like, oh, this is going to progress the story, you know?
Yeah.
I want to see what happens. So for me, it was a good thing, even though she's not my favorite character.
Yeah.
So
Why isn't she your favorite?
you will see
Okay.
in the next books.
But why wasn't she your favorite in the first, like when you first read about it?
I liked her in the first book. Because she pushes along Thomas in a way and helps develop his character. And I like how she like kind of has Chuck by her side. I like Chuck.
But Chuck dies.
I know. It's sad.
Does Chuck come back?
I don't know. You'll have to read or you'll have to listen.
Okay. Well, we'll keep going.
So, one thing I really like about this book is I took a linguistics class in college, and basically it's the development of language, slang, all that. And what I really liked is that because these guys had no memory of their past life, they came up with their own slang.
Yeah.
So it was like greenie, shuck, clunk, shank. They called their home the glade. And then they had the different titles for jobs like keeper, slopper, med jack. New guys were called the green bean.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just liked that it was, first off, age appropriate for this book, but second off, very cool to see in action, even though it's expected because they didn't have their memories.
Yeah.
Like they knew what a hot dog was, but he doesn't remember eating one type deal.
Yeah.
What do you like? Did you like the language?
Sure.
What did you
I
call
called
me?
you a piece of clunk the other day.
Yeah. You called me a piece of clunk.
And then you couldn't get mad because I was like, it's from the book.
Yeah.
I'm using it. I'm using it how I should. I mean, the beetle blades is enough. I mean, like, that's not really, that's just something that they called those things.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the name, I guess, for robot
Nope.
or like whatever else they would be like a.
Well, it kind of fit too. I mean, they were made of metal and they look like beetles.
Yeah. And the blade thing, though, like, I'm not sure where that came from.
Because, well, didn't those
they explained it a little bit, but
Yeah.
it didn't pop up. So, I mean.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't really like front of mind for me, so I might have to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like is that something I should be looking for in a book is language? So like how it's written or like.
Well, it's kind of cool because like if you read like Outlander,
That's a show.
It's
How
a
would I
book.
read? How would I read that?
It's a book first.
Okay.
So I actually have those books, and if you open it up, it's written in Scottish, like it's written out how Scottish people speak, and it's like, wow, got to get used to this, you know? So
Yeah.
it depends on what book you pick up. If it's a modern day romance or like the Let Them theory, you're not gonna have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So
Well, then in that case, I mean, I thought the language was pretty easy listening because there was nothing crazy.
yeah, you can
Nothing-
understand the sentiment
Yeah.
behind each word.
Yeah. Nothing I had to think about or anything that I had to be like, obviously I had to sound out because I'm not reading it, but yeah. So I thought the language was fine.
See,
I'll learn.
that's going to be the cool thing for you is you're going to hear how the authors meant for things to be pronounced, and I'm reading it in my head, so I'm like,
Well, it's how the narrator of
Yeah.
or the person reading the book
Yeah.
thinks it's supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah.
That's how I'll hear it.
just wait until we get to my favorite series because one of my favorite characters, I say her name completely different than other people.
Well, I'm excited for that one. So, what's next?
So basically the whole thing is one kid is sent up per month and they come up with supplies and it stopped right after Thomas and Teresa. So in a way for this experiment that the kids were in, it gave them a sense of calm, I guess, even though there's grievers and stuff and they have to survive. I feel like it's kind of like the placebo effect until Thomas and Teresa came up, you know?
No. What do you mean? Well, because
It's an experiment.
it's an experiment. It is an experiment. So obviously, the world. We find out later that the world in catastrophe.
I have it written down. World in Catastrophe, Kill Zone Experiment Department.
So wicked.
Wicked.
Not to be confused with Wicked, the one with the skinny people.
Yeah, not that.
But Wicked, I mean, there's a war. So like when the book ends at the very end, it says, "Hey, this is all going on, and we figure that out with the sun ray things and all that." But
The solar flares.
solar flares. Uh,
They caused basically a lot of death, and then they caused a disease
yeah.
of basically zombies.
So if you look at it that way, they are in bliss or whatever you just
Yeah.
said. You know, they're just hanging out. They have their way of life. They've made it work. They get one new person a week.
Yeah, and
It's nice, but for them, they don't understand why they're there. So for them, it's not that way. Like, do you think that they were thinking that it was that way, or
no,
because they had their runners, they were trying to look for a way
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So
In my head, I guess that didn't make sense how I explained it, but in my head, them having supplies sent up once a month and one kid per month, it was like their placebo effect, like they knew to expect that without any side effects.
mhm.
But then Thomas came up and changed everything.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and actually, what was it that, let me see if I have it in my notes. But when,
Okay. All right. We're back after a little technical difficulty. We had a camera die, so now we're back to two cameras. And the dog's in here. So Emma figured out where she was at. So Marley, can you lay down? And then Emma, can you tell us where you were at?
Yes. So basically, once Teresa said, I just triggered the ending. And then we have Albie remembering about the flare. He won't talk to people. He tries to burn the maps. Then we have Gally who says, I know whatever he said. He just instantly hated Thomas. And he's like, I know you. I know you're bad.
Do you know what chapters this is happening in? Because I have it all written out in chapters.
I did not. Next time I take notes, I will make sure to do that.
Okay, keep going. Sorry with your explanation.
But basically, they're screwed if they cannot keep the farm going. They can't keep the animals alive. They have to feed everyone. So they're forced to figure out this maze or they're going to die, especially when the doors won't close. So Teresa and Thomas coming up just ruined that placebo effect, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, they were safe in there. Even when, at the end of the book, when they were trying to leave and get out of the maze, there were a handful of gladers that stayed in there because they were terrified of leaving. So that's what I was going with Thomas and Teresa basically being so hated, ruining the placebo effect. I don't know.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. You just get worked up a little bit. You're like, and blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't know. That's what you just did. I'm like, okay. So it looks like, according to my notes, you're around chapter 9 or 10. Chapter 8. So the box comes back in chapter 8. So it's wild to me to think that there are, 50 something chapters in this, 60 something chapters in this. And listening wise, the first few chapters were kind of long.
Yes.
And then chapter 8 is when she comes in to play. And then from then on, she's there, but she's, out of the picture because she's
in a coma,
in
basically.
a coma. And that's when she starts coming to him in the dreams and everything like that. In his mind.
They're telepathic.
Yeah, telepathic. Okay, cool. So now I'm caught up to you. Okay, keep going.
Switching gears. Chuck. When him and Thomas start connecting more and talking more, one thing that kind of like tugged on the heartstrings for me was him wondering about his family.
Mm-hmm.
And how that became a motivation for Thomas to get out of the maze for Chuck, not just himself and the other gladers, but mainly for Chuck. Because he was the baby of the group.
Yeah.
He was, 11, 12?
Do they ever know their real age?
No, but based off their sizes.
He was the youngest.
Yeah.
Yep.
He still had baby fat. Um,
Don't we all?
oh, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
um, I also think that the author does a really good job with the descriptions and the vastness of the maze. What do you think about that?
Sure. Can you go into detail and tell me why?
Well, like when Thomas goes out with Minho, um, he's describing like his first official run with him, his training. He's describing when they get to the very outer edges and how the walls that change, like you could see how tall they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the descriptions of that, and even the walls before that section with the ivy, and in some spots you can't see the sun because their walls are so high.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was a good description. It, like painted the picture in my mind.
Yeah.
What do you think about Thomas deciding to get stung by a griever?
Wait, did he get stung?
Yeah. So after it was Albie, he got stung, and Gally had gotten stung before even Thomas was there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Gally instantly hated Thomas. He's like, I've seen your face. I don't trust you. So he knew something about him. But when Albie got stung, he kept going on about, what was it? He mentioned the flare. He was the first one to mention the flare, which is the disease outside of the maze. He choked. He was basically choking himself, but his body was.
Oh, yeah.
When he tried to speak about it. And then
That happened also. I mean, that was when they found the people, though. It was when he was choked by it, right?
no, that was a different time. Thomas was choked.
Oh, okay.
But I'm talking about Albie. Like when he
Do
tried
you know
to.
what chapter you're in?
No, I told you I'll write them down next book.
I want to find I have so many good notes and by chapter.
Okay, then you take the next talking point.
Mine was going to be chapter by chapter. Okay, keep going.
Mine is all just a scribble mess.
I see that. Mine is nicely organized by chapter, and I have 62 chapters. Okay.
This is how
going.
I wrote notes in school. It helped me a lot, but apparently not good enough for this.
No, this is great. Keep going.
But Albie was the first one to mention that flare. And then so when the doors stopped closing at night, that's when Thomas decided to get stung. He forced himself to get stung. Do you remember that?
When they stopped closing. Okay, yes. And that was when the sky stayed gray. They didn't know what time it was. They didn't know what was going on. Yep.
And that goes back to that guy. I don't even remember.
That's chapter 34 is when they wake up to grayness and they still go running. They see the griever, Minho and Tommy follow, and it falls off the edge.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're chapter 34 now, people. Okay, keep going, babe.
But basically, that goes back to that guy who had got, I think it was Ben?
Ben, yes. Yeah. Ben was the one that attacked Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy boy.
He choked Thomas out. He was the first one to attack him. Gally already hated him, then Albie, and that's when Thomas decided to get stung. So what do you think of that, him deciding to do that? I personally think I would have done that because I'm a human and I'm like, I'm not going to die. But also in the character development book, in the book world, what do you think of that? Because it is what pushed everyone to figure out the maze and to get out because he could see the truth.
Yeah. I think that his personality and character was already pretty strong to begin with.
Yes.
Because of him being there less than a day, wanting to become a runner, not knowing why.
He just had that sense he needed to.
Yeah, he had that sense. Going out there, helping the fellow glader when he tied him up into the wall.
Albie.
That was Albie. Okay, so tied up Albie into the wall. So
I love that scene, by the way.
yeah, him him doing that's not really that's surprising. It's, he's, I guess, willing to take one for the team to figure out what's going on, but also, I don't know. It kind of seems like he's like maybe not scared of him, but he's still scared of him. But I
A
don't know.
reckless leader.
Reckless leader, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Look, we're getting somewhere.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know, but you asked about Chuck, so let me
That pulled at my heartstrings.
scroll back. I have the character development for Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
He was scared and confused at first, but by between 12 and 13 chapters, he was now standing up for himself in a way, and people were noticing. He was he told what he wanted to wait. Let's see. Oh, he told Minho he wanted to hear what he found, and Albie didn't care because he was like, "All right, cool," like. So I thought that was cool, and then
Excuse me.
bless you. Chuck at first, he even says, "Hey, like he was pretty annoying and all this," and then finally he was like, "Oh, I see a part of it." But then there was a part where he almost snapped on him because he was like, "Oh, now I see why he is so annoying."
Because he's a kid.
But he was also the first one to come to Tommy Boy's side, so and be there for him and show him around. So Chuck was a true OG. Yeah.
What do you think about his death?
I was sad.
Yeah,
I was sad the second time. I texted you
out.
today when I read it for the second time. I was like, "They killed Chuck," and you were like, "Wait, what?" And then you're like, "Oh, the book." Poor Chuck.
Yeah, that was really sad. I think with him talking about his with Chuck talking about his family, with him relying on Thomas, and then how he died, that solidified Thomas's thoughts on how the maze was so unfair.
And was that part of the? I mean, we'll figure it out, and I think we kind of, or when I ask this, you'll tell me, and your smile will tell me. But like, is them finding the people controlling the maze part of the maze, and then them being broken out at the end by?
I don't know. You'll have to.
Oh,
keep
see,
reading.
that's the face I knew was gonna cut. Oh, I don't know. You have to keep reading.
Because I can't tell you if they're really dead or not. You'll just have to wait to see.
Okay. What else do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about that. How they got out, and then at the end when they found the doctors and the lab, and all of them were dead. But there was a video of Dr. Ava Page telling them, "Hey, you were in this as an experiment, blah, blah, blah." And then these people came to rescue them. And those were the people that shot all the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about that, the intensity of it, how the book ended? Because that is a pretty big cliffhanger. They just took the kids and took off.
So, legit question. Were they already dead when the kids got in there, when they broke through they were already dead?
Yeah. So what happened was they got out of the maze, then they walked all these long tunnels.
You're not confusing the movie with it?
Yes, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not. But yes, they were walking down the tunnels. They came into the lab portion, and then all the doctors were dead. And then I forgot who found it, but they found the video and pressed play. And that's when they saw Dr. Ava Page. Then they saw the rescuers come in and kill all of them. Then the rescuers found them after Chuck died.
The way that I was listening to it, I guess, then I took it as like they were there when they broke in to kill everybody, and then they took them. They said, "Hey, we have no time to explain," because they were breaking in, because it was like, "Hey, we came into this lab. They passed by like we weren't even there." And then the lady came in and said that stuff. And then that's when the people came in and started shooting, and then took them and said, "Hey, we have no time to explain. Come with us." Not calling you out, just asking a legit question, because that's the way I heard it in my mind, because they were like, "Well, these people look like us, blah, 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 all this." And that's when the lady walked in with the guy in the hood who turned out to be one of the gladers who they thought was dead. But he was with the woman.
Here it is. Nope.
This llama wine's not too bad.
Pretty good.
$13, people. $13.
Okay. So I was confusing it with the movie because we watched the movie after we read
Okay.
it. Thomas took a step backward, noticing others doing the same. A deathly silence sucked the life out of the air as every last glader stared at a row of windows, at a row of observers. Thomas watched one of them look down and write something, so they were still alive.
Yep. And
Yep.
then can you get to the part, because who was the person that came in with the lady when she comes in?
Dr. Ava Page was the lady.
So you should be pretty close. Whenever she enters the room, it's two people coming to the room, the woman and then a younger person wearing a hood.
Mm-hmm.
I just forgot which the character it was.
She walked in, so she said, "Everything has gone according to plan, Mr. Newton," talking to Newt, "although we expected a few more of you to give up along the way." She glanced over at her companion, then reached out and pulled the hood off the boy. He looked up, his eyes wet with tears. Every glader in the room sucked in a breath of surprise. Thomas felt his knees buckle. It was Galley.
Galley, that's it.
Yeah. And
Dun, dun, dun.
he was there. He was crying. I think he was forced to do what he did to Chuck.
I still hate that Chuck died.
Yeah.
They find the room. Of course, things didn't go perfect. Tom kills a griever. Blah blah blah. The computer won't take the last word. Are we there? Chuck has the idea to push the kill button. Oh yeah.
Because the last word was push.
Yep. See, okay, so yeah, going back to Chuck.
Mhm.
I think Chuck was like the main character here. He's not the main character, but he legit was
He's the best supporting character.
He was the best supporting. He was the puzzle piece. Without his piece,
Mm-hmm.
Tommy would not be able to pop it.
Yep. So,
59, Chuck dies. Thomas beats Galley.
yeah.
That's it. So yeah, that's what it was. Then they get saved. So I put saved in. Boop, boop.
Because
Quotes.
you think it's part of the maze still.
I either think it's part of the maze, or I think these are the bad people
Dressing up as rescuers.
Yeah, I think that the people that had them in the maze might be the good people. I don't know.
That's a good question. We'll have to wait and see in book 2 and 3. Because, I mean, if you were in that situation and you came out and you noticed people in lab coats, then you noticed these ragtag group of people coming in with guns and blazing away, you'd be confused as hell.
Yeah.
But those guys put them in a clean bunk area, fed them, put Teresa in her own room because she's the only girl. They were taking care of them, but also it's like, you don't know these people. So it would be confusing as heck if you were those kids.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel like it was very traumatic seeing your friends die, being stung by the grievers, fighting for your life to get out of there, having to be smart enough to even get out of there.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, do you have anything else about the book then? Because I thought it was a pretty good first start since we've already done the other two Fridas. Do you have other deep dive things on it, or like where else are you trying to go with it? Because I'm excited for the second one.
Yeah. I hope you like the second one. So the second one is no deep dives right now because this is just so far a straightforward book. Sorry, Sid.
I got to restart the cameras in 1 minute.
It's pretty straightforward, but the next one's the Scorch Trials. It's basically them out of the maze. Do you want me to read the back?
Not yet.
Do you want...
I got to restart the cameras. All right, now I want you to read the back because now our cameras are re-recording. We have a 20-minute limit, people.
So the second book is called The Scorch Trials, and it is the second of 3. So this is the description. Solving the maze was supposed to be the end. No more puzzles, no more variables, and no more running. Thomas was sure that the escape meant he and the Gladers would get back to their lives. But no one really knew what sort of life they were going back to. Burned by the sun flares and baked by a new brutal climate, the earth is a wasteland. Government has disintegrated, and with it, order, and now cranks, people covered in festering wounds and driven to murderous insanity by the infectious disease known as the flare, roam the crumbling cities hunting for their next victim and meal. The Gladers are far from done running. Instead of freedom, they find themselves faced with another trial. They must cross the Scorch, the most burned out section of the world, and arrive at a safe haven in 2 weeks. And Wicket has made sure to adjust the variables and stack the odds against them. Thomas can only wonder, does he hold the secret to freedom somewhere in his mind, or will he forever be at the mercy of Wicket?
Yo, that was just the back of it?
Yep.
That wasn't a full chapter?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. We're in it for a doozy on that one.
This one is, let's see. This one is 360 pages.
How many chapters? I do chapters. I take chapter notes.
Okay, you ready for this?
I am ready for this.
So
We were at 62 in the last book.
So technically there are 65 chapters.
Oh, we're going big, baby.
But there's an epilogue.
I don't know what that means.
One little extra.
Oh, there was an epilogue in this too.
Mm-hmm.
So there were 62 plus 1.
Yeah.
Made it extra big.
So that's the next book. I should be fresher with my memories on this one since I'll reread it.
Okay. And then just take if you could take notes.
I'll do it by chapter.
And if you have things that happen, just put the chapter, because then I could be like, ooh, let me come up here, because everything in mine is just like I stop every chapter.
Yeah.
Because I'll be working and listening, so I can stop and put down what I had.
I will not do this again.
So, but I also stopped and I would put character development things in between these chapters is what I saw. So,
maybe I should do it on my phone next time.
No, I mean, I think those notes are good. If you have reference points though, if you could be like, oh, chapter blank.
I did write pages on some of this.
So now, I mean, we can go back in the book, but that would take a long time. So we know for book number 2, we'll get our legs underneath us.
We will get better at this.
Real quick, is there anything else going on in the book that you want to talk about?
Yeah, actually. The epilogue.
Okay.
Is this why you thought that Wicket was still controlling everything? Like you thought they were the rescuers too? Because the epilogue is an email.
I don't think Wicked was, but keep going.
Okay. It's an email from Ava Page, Dr. Ava Page, the one who was killed after Chuck was killed.
Huh, wait, was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was killed, people. Okay, sorry,
well, this could have been sent before
Mm-hmm.
she was killed. But basically, she put in the email, Group B's trial results were also most extraordinary.
Bum, bum, bum.
So there was a second group, at least, in that maze. But we haven't met them or anything. So what do you think about that?
I was taking that as the Group B, the people that stay behind.
I took it as there's another
group, yeah, which makes more sense. But when I was listening, I was like, oh, Group B, because they asked once, I think everything was going down there. Like, what do you think happened to the people that stayed? Because how many of us died on the way out? How many people are still there? And they were like, well, don't even think about it or whatever. And then the epilogue comes and it says Group B.
Mm-hmm.
My mind went right to, oh, Group B stayed. But no, I think you're probably correct. There's something else going on. And I know you've already read it, so you know there's something else going on.
No, the first time I read this, and I read that, I thought there was a second group.
Yeah.
Just because I've read books like this before, I'm like,
I've read Holes and the Let Them Theory. This is
Holes.
Emma's beautiful artwork, by the way, people. Okay, So before we, anything else now, babe? Sorry.
No. Do you have anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Okay. So we got to do this. You got to pull this up on your phone.
Uh-oh. Okay.
You got to pull up the Maze Runner. We got to look at the 1-star reviews.
Ha.
We got to end every episode with 1-star reviews. So overall, hold on. Let's give it our stars. How many stars do you give this one? Out of 5. 1 suck, 5 great.
I'd give this 4.
4? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
4 out of 5. I give it a. It kept my interest, which I like. That 6 falling, I did not like. It kept my interest, which I really liked. 4 seems so high because that's On the Way to Greatness, and there were no.
It's my highest rated book out of the series.
Really? Well, out of the series, but not okay. You know, me coming in not knowing anything, I'm gonna be the stickler. I'm gonna give it a 3.6 because it was way better than. No offense, Frida, but yes, no, I'm not. Those would have been like a 1 something, but yeah, I think a 3.6. I think kept my attention. A 4 would have to be like wow, and a 5 is like really pushing it. Yeah. We had a camera die. All right. Well, what's the next book, boo, babe? Boo, babe. Scorch Trials. Everybody follow us. Everybody read this. Listen next week. We only have 1 camera left. You got to lean in. Hey. All right. We'll try again next week. We'll see how this goes. Okay. Bye. Woo. Oh, wait. Hold on. Happy New Year.